Hi, this is Charlie and Rich again with the Operation Legacy Coaching Series, and we're here to talk about a special topic of goal setting. And this will set us up to get into the next exercise, which is action planning. So if you think about goal setting, what it is, it's simply a process for writing down the steps that'll take you from where you are to where you want to be. Is that right, Charlie?
Right. Thank you, Rich. When you talk about goal setting, also think about at a very high macro level down to a micro daily plan of activities. When you think about goal setting, we had a young man in the audience one time say, you know what, tomorrow's not guaranteed, so why plan goals? Well, you know what? Yes, he was correct that tomorrow is not guaranteed. 2 minutes from now is not guaranteed. However, that doesn't mean that you don't have to plan your day and plan for tomorrow. Because what happens if it does come and you don't have a plan? You cannot let life happen to you. You have to live life based on what you want to accomplish in your goals, in your life, by setting goals. So we're going to introduce on page 162 5 keys to goal setting. Now, this is only one example of how it has worked for us. There are many, many, many examples out there in the world on goal setting. When we talk about the 5 keys to goal setting, number 1 is know exactly what you want to accomplish in each slice of your life wheel. And there are 12 slices to that pie. Key number 1 says describe in detail what you want. The correlation detail means that you see a target. If you're on a rifle range and there is no target, if it's ambiguous, it's not going to happen. So you have to be really, really clear. Key number 2 is know why you're doing it. When the world tells you to stop, if your why is not strong enough, it's going to be too easy for you to give up and say, oh, what's the use? So key number 2, your why is so important. Key number 3 is get together with people, associate with people who can help you achieve and support where you're going. Key number 4 is come up with a blueprint, a plan, whether it's a business plan, a personal plan, or an action plan. And that's exactly what this leads into, is the action plan. Key number 5 is action. Key numbers 1 through 4 can be perfect, but if you don't use key number 5, which is action, nothing will happen. And what Rich and I would like to have you do is use the 5 keys as a format and a boilerplate for every slice of your life wheel. That's what you use to accomplish and have a strategic plan moving forward.
Those are 5 really great steps, Charlie. And many people don't achieve what they'd like to achieve for 2 simple reasons. They don't set a tangible goal that's a clear goal, and they don't write down the steps to get to it. Right. You just covered 5 simple steps to achieve your goals, and they're all outlined in the workbook. But if I said, well, why did we go through all these exercises and everything up front? Why didn't you just go and tell us how to set goals and the 5 steps of goal setting at the beginning before we even went through all this workbook? Well, that's because think about the power of actually setting goals in areas that you understand you want to achieve. It's in line with your vision. It's in line with your purpose. It's in line with your gifts and talents and your personality and everything that pulls on your heartstrings and the reason you get out of bed in the morning. Now you have a life that's worth living. Now you have a life of purpose, meaning, and happiness. So that's why everything up until this point was put into place so you could take your time to think about it and really align from where you are today to that future vision that you already have written down on that vision board.
Exactly. Thank you, Rich. Now, one of the other things, when you look at page 164, it describes what each key is supposed to do, the purpose of each key. Now, I want you to also think about, you have daily goals. That's your daily planner. If you're not used to jotting down your activity every day on a daily planner, we're going to strongly encourage you to do that. We mentioned before that I have my calendar of events not only on my phone, so I have it electronically, but I also have a hard copy at home so that we don't overbook or double book. my family and I. So you can have daily goals. You also have short-term goals. Well, some people say short-term goals are 6 months to a year. Others say that intermediate goals are maybe a year to 3 years, and then long-term goals are perhaps 3 or 4 years and beyond. It's whatever works for you and however you interpret short, medium, and long-term goals. But make sure as you're going through these exercises that you have your daily planner. Those are your immediate goals, the things you're going to accomplish. And one of the other things about a daily planner, put the priority, the most important things you need to accomplish that day, and the least important maybe to the bottom of the list. What you don't finish today, then start on those tomorrow. If it's not important tomorrow, then forget about it. But take care of those large goals, your daily goals, immediately, and don't procrastinate. That's one of the killers of you achieving what you want every day, every week, every month, is when you procrastinate. And I used to be a huge procrastinator because I really didn't want to face those big things. But don't put yourself in that situation.
And Charlie, that's what we cover in the second half of this special topic. Once you have your goals established and you have the steps written down, which, by the way, you can adjust those and you can do mid-course corrections based on new information and based on new experiences, because nothing is totally set in stone, because life is very dynamic and it's constantly changing. The point is that we have goals and we're updating our vision constantly and we're making progress on it. Once you have it written down, now you want to kick in your positive mental attitude, your self-discipline of avoiding procrastination, and we cover that on page 166. And when we get down to page 168, one of my favorite sayings is, you can't steer a parked car. Right? So if you just sit and you think you're just going to sit in a car and it's going to go somewhere, it's not. If you need a job and you think you're going to sit on your couch watching TV and wait for a job to come to you, it's not going to happen. So some momentum is always better than no momentum at all. So we want to really emphasize that you're going to be getting started on your civilian life. You understand goal setting. We're going to be getting ready to start building action plans. But you want to really embrace the entirety of your life, and you want to embrace your future vision. You want to embrace your gifts and skills, and you want to now put them into practice. And Charlie's just delivered a perfect structure, the 5 keys to goal setting, that's going to help you get from point A to point B, where you are in control of your progress.
Exactly, Rich. Thank you so much. Now on page 170, service and education can get everything going. And when you start thinking about this transition process, as part of your normal schedule, as a matter of fact, we've already discussed visiting or volunteering in areas that you have interest in, whether it's working with youth or the elderly. Whatever you can do to volunteer and just keep things going for yourself is really, really key.
Yeah, just practice setting some goals in these areas. These are what we would call low-risk areas. Practice some goal setting, or it might be at home, might be with your kids, might be with your health, might be with volunteering. Go ahead and practice. As you start getting comfortable with the 5 keys, you'll start thinking about it automatically. You'll even be going through the process without even writing it down. So there's a good habit that's going to develop after 21 days of the repetition, and it's going to serve you well. And we wanted to really take the time to break this into a special learning session, talking about the 5 keys to goal setting, and we know that it's going to really help you achieve your goals in the future.
Yes, thank you, Rich. And one of the other things about goals, and Rich probably experienced it, I know I personally experienced it, when you're setting your immediate goals, intermediate and long-term goals, make sure, if you're married, make sure that you're setting it with your spouse. If you're not married but have a significant other, make sure that you're both going in the same direction. For several years after the military, my goals were going this way, my wife's goals were going this way. And we were actually drifting apart because we had different interests. And it was very interesting. So make sure that you align your goals as much as possible together, so that you're growing together and going in the same direction. If not, you may have some challenges.
Great. So I think that covers the structure for goal setting and the positive mental attitude and the strategy to make them successful. Thanks for listening. Have fun putting it into practice, and come on back for the last 2 exercises. Thanks.
More to come.